Welcome to Match of the Day 3. Alan Hansen and Gus Poyet are with me. The story that's dominated the opening weekend is Arsenal's home defeat to Aston Villa. And we can praise Villa till the cows come home for that performance. But is it ridiculous that the pressure is already on Arsene Wenger?
No, I don't think so. I think that Arsenal have had frailties for the last 3 or 4 years in certain positions. They've got the money to fill those positions, and Wenger hasn't done so. I think that, you know, if you sign Suarez for 40 million, that's fine. But I don't think that position is a major problem. I think that goalkeeper, back four, and certainly a holding player that is destructive is much needed. I mean, they've got multi-talented midfield players. They've got the massive pace of Walcott. All right, they haven't got a potent goal scorer. But it's when they haven't got the ball that the problem's there, and we saw that yesterday.
You've obviously been in the managerial hot seat. All this talk about transfers, do you believe it is just coming down to Arsene Wenger, their failure to get the right people in? Or do you believe there is a hierarchical problem at Arsenal?
Well, it's difficult to know from outside, but I would say that he's probably making the final decisions. I think he picked a few players. One was Suarez. We talked about that one. The one that surprised me the most was Luis Gustavo. I thought he was coming to Arsenal. I thought everything was ready. And he decided to go to another team in Germany, which shows that there is some doubts or the way that the Arsene Wenger is trying to get those players has been quite difficult. He needs to get players as soon as possible. If not, that pressure that he's building on is going to become very, very difficult to handle.
And that can't be down to money, can it? I mean, it must be more than anything. It would appear to be indecision on Arsenal's part to close deals.
On the one hand, there's no point in buying anybody if you don't think he's right for your football club. Doesn't matter if he's cheap or whatever price he's going to cost. But there are so many positions that he needs to fill that if he has the money, then he's got to spend the money and fill those positions. The one thing, I mean, I've mentioned 4 or 5 positions that he needs to fill, but he needs a leader on the pitch. I mean, you watch Arsenal play, and the league is won not when you're playing well. Invariably, if the top 4 or 5 play well, they'll win. It's when you're playing badly. And Man United showed last season how to pick up points when they played poorly. When Arsenal play poorly, usually it's a disaster, right? They need somebody on the pitch that, when it's gone badly, is going to say to the players, right, you get in that position, just sit for it. You never see that with Arsenal. You see that with every other team in the league. Even the poor teams, you see somebody on that pitch being a leader. With Arsenal, you never see it.
But opening day feels like Groundhog Day. I mean, it feels like all these problems. We've been there before. The Arsenal Supporters Trust have apparently said that he shouldn't be offered a new contract when this current one finishes, as things stand at the moment.
Well, that's natural. I mean, it's an Arsenal, you know, before and after Arsene Wenger. What worries me the most is that for the first time in the last few years, they're talking about that the money is there. Because before it was a doubt. We didn't know 100% for sure if it was the money. Now it's there. So you need to spend it.
See, this usually happens in the middle of the season, right? They got off to a good start. But this is at the start. This is the first time in a long time they lost the first game of the season. They go Fenerbahce, Fulham, Fenerbahce, Tottenham. No. Worst case scenario is that, you know, they don't win any of the 4 matches and the season's effectively over. You know, you're only like 5 games, you know, 3 league games in. So, you know, but the number of times that Wenger's been under massive, massive pressure and the team has responded is, like we saw this last year, when the 2 games they had Tottenham and Bayern Munich in the Champions League, where it was as bad as you could ever believe, and then they came back and got 4th position in the league. No, but you know, they're not a certainty to get 4th this season.
How this may sound like a ridiculous question.
I'll bet you it is.
You are there.
I'll bet you it is.
All right. How much damage would it be if they went out to Fenerbahce in the Champions League? Let's say, in their current state, they aren't going to win the Champions League. Let's say financially they are secure. Therefore, how much damage would going out of the Champions League now do if they could concentrate on other things?
All the celebration in that last game of the season last year is going for...
Well, yeah.
It's gone. It's gone. It's finished. It's over. It should be very difficult to handle a season without seeing Arsenal playing in the Champions League.
It was a ridiculous question.
It's unthinkable.
Yeah,
they got it.
Yeah, that's
it was a ridiculous question. But no, seriously, it is unthinkable for Arsenal to go to the Champions League and be left with, you know, the League Cup and the FA Cup. They ain't going to win the title. The pressure's on Arsenal to get 4th position, so you get a little bit of leeway because the Champions League, not only great for revenue, but great for the supporters. The supporters turn up at the Emirates, have great nights, And it takes the pressure off you to a certain extent. But if you've not got Champions League, all the very best.
And somehow they have to find a way to take the pressure off, because it can get vitriolic.
I think the best way is to sign 2 or 3 players next week. That's the best way. Because then you will show that you're going for special players and you're going to have a better chances to stay in the Champions League.
There's still time then for Arsenal fans to maybe cheer up a little bit, if you know what I mean. Sorry for the ridiculous question. Thank you very much. That's been Match of the Day 3.